Hi, it's Peter here at MiniModelPaint Studios, and I'm being dragged down the road right now by my dog. And this is kind of indicative of my whole summer and autumn so far. Quite nomadic, never really in one place at the same time. So I've had to kind of ditch working in the shed and make a base wherever I land. And how I've done that is by using an old camera case for my paints and models as well. Let me show you what I've done to upgrade this ancient case, which I tell you what, it's been everything. It's been a CD case, it's been a microphone box, it's been kind of a roadie's cable case back in my uni days, and now it's paint storage. So let's have a look to see what it is that I've done. Right, so here's the box. As you can see, it's quite battered, quite old. In fact, it's about 20 years old. And inside, lots of paints, Vallejo paints, GW paints, some Army Painter bottles, by the looks of it, and some super glue. In the bottom, you might see, through the paint bottles, I've got some foam. And what I did over the summer was I drilled out, what a mess it was, some holes to put the bottles in. But this is what happens when you pick it up. Oh no, my beautifully arranged paints have all been thrown around inside the box, and that wastes time. Taking it all out and rearranging it, and OCD kicks in, and you gotta put it back in exactly the right colour order. So here's the polystyrene sheet, and as you can see, it doesn't quite fit properly in the box, and being in the bottom, it doesn't hold the bottles in properly, so we need a new solution. And that's what this is. It's 6mm MDF, and I bought a large sheet at B&Q and I had them cut it down. So I've actually got 4 of these plus some offcuts. First things first, and we've got to mark this grid out, which I've already done here. And it's I've given it 6mm at the edge because we're going to use a little brace as the thickness from the offcuts. And then, just because it's fun, I'll go from 6mm to 1.5 inches for each bottle, and in the middle there we're going to start marking some dots. So these are the braces that I'm going to use on the sides of the box. They're going to be cut down even smaller than this, but they're 6mm thick and they're about 1 inch, 1.5 inches tall, just to raise the board off the bottom of the case to stop the bottles falling out with the holes. So I'm going to be using my cordless drill and screwdriver thing with a 25, the larger of those two. You'll see at one point I used the 22 and it's too small for that bottle. So while my hot glue gun is heating up, I'm going to drill all the pilot holes in the board, and right now I'm going to pretend to demonstrate what hot gluing looks like. I haven't plugged it in there. And because I think I'm being clever, I do another test fit, and I still haven't finished all of the pilot holes, so I'm going to drill those in the box and hope I don't go through the case itself. Oops. And when I've finished pilot drilling all 121 holes, I'm going to go in with the 25mm and try and do this slowly, bit at a time, but of course, here's the problem with MDF. If you don't have it clamped to something solid underneath, you're going to make a mess, as in it's going to rip the bottom off your MDF. So take this as a handy guide of how not to do it. I've got 3 more if I ever want to do this again, but once I've got through all 121 holes with this, I find that my 6mm is on average about 3mm thick, which makes it half the weight, which makes it more portable, so I'm okay with that. And I'm unwittingly causing damage to the bottom of the box here as well. So I moved to what I should have done in the first place, a piece of manky old wood. And you'll see now, as I lift it all up, here are bits peeling off the bottom. Now, for some reason I forgot to film the next bit, but obviously I've sprayed it now grey, just with some primer, and I added some extra bits of battens in the corner of the box, and a couple down the middle as well, just to give it some strength across the whole thing, because of course it's a lot thinner now, and there's a lot of, well, there's got a lot of holes in it, so it's considerably less strong than the 6mm MDF that it started. But I haven't glued it in, it's fully removable, and I've got 3 more boards if I want to make new versions of this. I might even do a modular system where I've got half Vallejo and half Citadel or Tamiya, rather than just plonking those on the top like I'm doing there. Or modular parts for tools, or for whatever. I've got a good scope for that. So here's the big test. Will the paints survive, even with a piece of cardboard over the top? Let's shut the lid and pick it up and see what happens. Oh look, there's the damage I caused on the bottom. Oops. Oh well, never mind, it's a dirty old 20-year-old storage case. So here we go, lift it up and under there. Yay, they've all survived apart from one little pot of paint. So those have all stayed in. They're not going to fall out. What a fabulous solution, aren't I a genius? Next, I'm going to want to figure out what to do with all of this stuff on top. So while I make some new designs and figure out how I'm going to destroy some more MDF, it's over to you guys. If you've liked this video, hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and ring the bell for notifications every time I upload a new video. And you can find me on other social media as well, on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. Just type in Mini Model Paint.